This is a lead gooseneck. It's specifically the part of a lead pipe that will connect to the water main running under a city street. So this valve right here will connect to the water main. And this part of the pipe right here is what starts the service line that will then run all the way into your home, right into your basement wall. My name is Rob Hayes. I'm the Director of Clean Water for Environmental Advocates New York. Our role is to protect clean drinking water from source to tap. We work on a range of different water policy issues, from wetlands protections to toxic chemical regulations to making sure that we're investing in our water infrastructure and that our sewer and drinking water pipes aren't crumbling and putting public health at risk. Lead pipes are one of the greatest threats facing New York's drinking water. There are a conservatively estimated 360,000 lead pipes across the state and disproportionately impacting low-income communities and communities of color. There is a long, long list of harmful health effects associated with lead exposure. Children exposed to lead can experience neurological damage, behavioral problems, long-lasting damage to basically every part of the human nervous system. And it's not just children as well, it's important to note. Even adults who are exposed to lead can develop problems with their bones and their heart. Syracuse has one of the highest numbers of lead pipes in the state, estimated number of lead pipes, I should say. I believe Syracuse has about 15,000 estimated lead pipes connected to residential buildings throughout the city. And oftentimes these pipes are located in the communities that are most impacted by the lead poisoning crisis. You know, some zip codes in Syracuse have a much higher percentage of kids with elevated blood lead levels than elsewhere in the city. And it's in those same neighborhoods that you're more likely to find lead pipes and lead paint and all of the other sources of lead exposure.
My name is Joseph Awald. I'm the Water Commissioner for the City of Syracuse. Syracuse water infrastructure has a long history. It started in the 1840s, 1850s. A lot of the distribution pipes within the city still are some of the original pipes from 1872, 1892. Over the years, we've been slowly replacing them, along with our water services as we come across them.
So the way the water infrastructure works in Syracuse is we have our publicly owned lines that serve the city, and then everyone has a line that goes from the city's infrastructure to their homes, and whoever owns that property is responsible for maintaining that. And in many properties throughout the city, that line from the home connecting to the city water has not been updated, and it has lead in it in many cases. And disproportionately, it tends to be in the city's poorest neighborhoods where property values are low, so the percentage cost to replace that, landlords will often feel it's not worth it.
On average, to replace a lead service we find in the city is approximately $10,000 to $15,000 between the replacement of the service and all the restoration involved. And that is from the water main into the house. So if we're going to look at what our total cost is to replace all lead services in the city, looking at approximately $145 million to $210 million.
We know it's unsafe, we know we should be doing better, but the municipality and the owners of the property simply don't have the resources to make the pipe safe for the residents.
The families that are impacted by lead pipes, in low-income communities, in communities of color, that are already struggling to pay, their grocery bill or their electricity bill, they can't afford to pay $5,000 or $10,000 to dig up a pipe that they didn't even put in the ground.
This is a CBS News special report. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Major Garrett in Washington. President Biden is about to sign into law a sweeping bipartisan infrastructure bill. The $1.2 trillion package covers a lot: roads, bridges, railways, airports, broadband internet, and so much more.
The bipartisan infrastructure bill is a game changer for water infrastructure. This is the most money that New York will receive from the federal governments in decades to upgrade our aging and crumbling water infrastructure. New York is currently set to receive a little over $400 million next year in 2022 from the bipartisan infrastructure bill, and about $115 million of that funding will be used solely for lead pipe replacement.
Syracuse will receive some of the money, and it'll be allocated in different tranches. So part of it will be earmarked for replacing lead pipes. So the city and the water department specifically will be determining where we can use that money most effectively and where we can replace the homes that we think need it the most.
If we were to get enough money to replace them all, we would definitely put that project into effect. It wouldn't happen overnight. It'd be a several-year program to do that.
No, I don't think we're going to receive enough funding to replace all the lead pipes in Syracuse, but it'll help remove a certain percentage of them, which will be nice.
We know that we likely need over $1 billion to replace every single lead pipe across New York State. The bipartisan infrastructure bill gives us a great start, but it's still just a drop in the bucket compared to the total need. We have to see more investment in lead pipe replacement in our water infrastructure moving forward. You know, every single person should have drinking water free from lead. We cannot just wait until a crisis arises in our drinking water before taking action to replace these dangerous pipes.